60 days ago, I invested $9,000 into a project called StrongBlocks. Since then, I've been making about $53 per day without lifting a finger. That's about $1,400 per month or $21,000 per year. In this video, we're going to talk about how StrongBlocks actually generates passive income, my investment results, the future of StrongBlocks, my plan for my invested money, and a quick tutorial on how to invest in StrongBlocks yourself. If you're new here, my name is Jason, and I'm on a mission to generate $5,000 of monthly passive income within the next 5 months. We have twins on the way and a 2-year-old, and life is going to get expensive. Throughout my journey, I plan to share all my dollars and cents with you guys, and hopefully you can learn from what I'm doing and maybe test some of this stuff out yourself. And don't worry, I'm going to share the wins and the losses as well. In my last video, we talked about Time Wonderland and how I've lost a little bit of money doing that, but I'm still bullish on the project. And today we're going to talk about StrongBlocks and setting up a strong node. If you get just a teensy little bit of value from this video, please show some love by hitting the like button. That lets me know that I'm doing something that you guys enjoy and helps point me in the right direction for future videos. And if you want to share my wins and learn from my losses, hit that subscribe button. To understand StrongBlocks, we need to understand what a node is. A node in the crypto world is really simple. It is a place that connects multiple computers together, that intersection, that meeting point. And specifically in the crypto world, the nodes are used to validate other things that are going on. Computer A and B each have this information for a transaction, and they need to validate and make sure that they both have the right information. They send their information to computer C. Computer C says, yes, A, you match B, we're good to go. That's like the dumbed down version of what a node is. So the basic value of a node is to validate and verify transactions. And this also sounds like what a miner is, a mining computer. The difference between the two is that miners, they don't only validate transactions, but they also add them to the blockchain. So miners are actually a type of node. All miners are nodes, but not all nodes are miners, because you have some nodes that are just validating transactions and not actually adding them to the blockchain. That's a little more complex than we really need to get for this, but it's helpful context to have. Let's jump into my Notion post about this. I like to take lots of notes when I'm researching these projects, and I'm going to share my public link with you guys so you guys can reference this later on if you need to. So why would blockchain projects actually want more nodes? What's the value that StrongBlocks is bringing to the community by adding more nodes to the system? The simple answer is security. The more nodes, the more times that a transaction can be verified. The more times a transaction can be verified, the more confidence the network has that the transaction is secure. Enter StrongBlocks. There's a little typo right there. I'm gonna fix that real quick because it's really bothering me. All right, the S is in nodes. We're good to go. This is why StrongBlocks exists. They create a network of nodes that other blockchain projects can use. That's their main purpose. You've heard of software as a service or SaaS. This is nodes as a service, or NAS. A little weird, but it works. So the idea is that you invest in Strong. So the high level is that you invest in Strong. They take the money that you invested. They take some of it and they create a node that the Ethereum network can use. And then they also take some of that and they disperse it throughout the community. A key part to their value proposition is that to put a node out there and for it to be used properly takes a lot of technical expertise, something that I don't have and probably a lot of you don't have either. They're leveraging their own expertise in this field to do it for us as long as we pay them to do that. So let's talk about the real basic economics or tokenomics of Strong. Strong is their token, and that can be bought on the open market. It can also be earned as rewards once you buy a node. So the way it works is 10 Strong right now equals 1 node. So you accumulate 10 Strong, and most people for the first time are doing this by buying it on the open market. And you purchase 1 node. If you're getting rewarded about 2.7 Strong per month, in about 110 days, you'll have received 10 Strong as rewards. So you'll have paid back your investment. Now this part's really key. When you buy that 1 node, that is a sunk cost. You can't get that back. Unlike other protocols where you can unstake your investment, this is kind of a permanent thing. You give them your 10 Strong and that's it. So if you decide to cash out early for some reason, you might not recover your full investment. And since Strong is purchased on the open market, it's the market that sets the value for 1 Strong. Strong has fluctuated a decent amount over the past several months, although it seems to be doing pretty well during what seems to be a pretty bear market right now. So a quick example of this, when Strong was at $1,000 and you're earning 0.91 Strong per day, that's about $91 per day in reward. Obviously it's unrealized because it's still in the protocol, but you can pull it out whenever you'd like. And when Strong is at $400 and you're earning the same amount of nodes per day, that means you're getting about $36 in rewards per day. So you can see this rewards per day stays the same. That's pretty constant. And so if you're getting 2.72 Strong per month, that's about 27% return on your investment from a pure number of Strong standpoint. However, the value of your investment is still going to be set by the value of Strong on the open market. So far, so good, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But we have to talk about the tokenomics a little bit more and why this is a little bit of a risky play. But if you want to do that, what you really need to do first is hit that like button because we are giving you some really good stuff. Unless you hate it, let me know that too. If you really don't like this, just let me know because I need that feedback and I want to hear it. But if you like it, I need that feedback as well. So hit that like button. So what keeps people from selling their Strong? The answer is nothing really. There are a couple of things that kind of incentivize it, But this is some of the downside of Strong at the moment. You can stake Strong, similar to some other protocols. You can stake it right now for ETH 2.0 rewards. So you lock up your Strong, which means that you're not selling it, because if you were to sell it, that would theoretically drive the price down. Here's your incentive for staking right now. You can earn 16.65% in ETH. The other thing that is preventing people from selling their Strong on the open market is that they are using their rewards to buy more nodes. If within 110 days you earn another 10 Strong, you can take that 10 Strong and you can go buy another node. And that gives you a compounding effect. And so the more nodes you have, the faster you can build up enough Strong rewards to then go buy another node. And there are some people that are running 100 nodes right now, and they are making a pretty good penny every single day because they're running so many nodes at the same time. However, a key element of this is that Strong runs on the Ethereum network, so there are gas fees involved. To claim your Strong rewards, you can't just take them and roll them straight into a new node. You have to take them out and claim them, put them into your wallet, and then take your 10 Strong and go buy another one. So to do that is going to require some gas fees. You have to pay the gas to take the reward out, and then you might have to pay some gas also to make the other transaction to put the rewards back into work for you. Obviously, this can cut into your profits, so you might not be claiming your rewards that often. By not claiming your rewards, you're keeping them in the protocol, which means, again, you're not selling them. By the way, this Reddit thread right here, click on that link. It's got a really good discussion on this entire topic. So whenever I'm doing my own due diligence and research on a project, I always like to ask myself, what's their incentive? How are they making money? Because people aren't doing this for free. They're putting a lot of their time and effort and probably some of their own capital to set this up and hopefully make some money themselves. And so it's really helpful to understand how the company or how the people that are founded this project are making money themselves. So let's dive into that a little bit. Right now, they actually aren't making much money in terms of revenue. From what I've been able to gather, there's kind of two main phases of the founders being able to collect some capital and make some money on this. Right now, we're in that first phase, and that is they are raising capital through the creation of nodes as a service. They've reserved about 100,000 of the Strong tokens for the team, their investments in R&D. So Strong earlier today was about $580 per token. So you multiply that by 100,000 tokens, and that's $58 million. So they can take some of that money out for their own salaries, their own compensation, and they also take some of that and put it back into their own R&D and new products that they plan to develop. One other revenue stream that I forgot to mention here is that Strong charges a $15 a month fee per node. And you can see they just passed 230,000 nodes, which is about $3.5 million per month in fee revenue. Phase 2 is where they should start making some revenue. So in phase 2, they are going to create a validator node that validates ETH 2.0 transactions. For validating that transaction and putting it onto the blockchain, they receive a fee. That fee will become their revenue, which they will then be able to put back into the company and also plan to distribute to the other node holders. When looking at any of these crypto projects, I really like to see a team that's public facing. They're not hiding behind the anonymity that you see from a lot of other projects, which I understand why people will do that. But for me, I always feel a little bit more comfortable when someone is publicly out there describing what they're doing. And someone like me who comes from a really big recruiting background, I get to look at their backgrounds a little bit more on LinkedIn and do my own research on them. So let's take a look at their C-suite. First, we have their CEO, David Moss. He's got 30 years of tech leadership experience. You can see he's been around for a while. He was at this company called Block One, which is an investment firm that incubates and invests in blockchain forward companies. His one downside is that he hasn't accepted my LinkedIn request. David, if you ever see this, come on. I want to be friends on LinkedIn. I mean, he doesn't have to connect with me, but like, be a little cool if he did, right? Next, we have their CTO, Brian Abramson. Now, Brian also worked at Block One. He's got several years, I think like 15 or 18 years worth of tech experience himself. Done some entrepreneurial things, which I really like to see. You can see here, he was an owner of his own business. He's worked at a variety of different companies, which is usually a good thing because you learn a lot about how different things work and how different people operate. Specifically, you can see here that he worked under David Moss. So they had a good relationship going into this. And then we have their chief product officer. This is a guy, Corey Lederer. Corey spent a lot of his time working in tech ops at Nike. He was there for 13 years. And before that, he founded a medical device and software company. He comes from a really strong pedigree and probably knows a lot about the infrastructure and operations that need to go into building complex tech projects. He also spent a bit of time at Block One. These three all had some synergies before this thing got started. And ultimately, it's really good to see that you have some strong leadership in place, at least based on their background, and they seem to have some good expertise in the field. On their roadmap, they're planning to add nodes from other networks like Phantom. They just started Polygon in beta, and they should be rolling it out soon. And of course, ETH 2.0. They've also released some NFTs that gave people first crack to get into some of these early parts of the roadmap. All right, let's talk about my investment in Strong and how it's played out so far. There's been some good and there's been some bad, but overall, I'm pretty happy. I put together this tracking spreadsheet here to see how things are going. You can see back when I invested in the beginning of November, the price was $877 for Strong. Today, that price is closer to $585. So like we talked about before, the value of the rewards I'm earning have gone down on a per Strong basis. However, I continue to accumulate more Strong. So over time, the value of my investment is going up. Started at 877, and you can see the price dropped off a lot during the month of November, and it stayed pretty steadily in the 400s. But over the last couple weeks, while crypto has been dealing with some bearish signals for sure, and a lot of things are down, it's done pretty well and even had some spikes as it climbed up into the 600s and been staying in the high 500s recently. So let's look at the value of my investment over time. Each day I've been accumulating, again, about 0.091 strong. And so that's adding up each day. To get the value of my investment, I just multiply the strong that I've accumulated by the price that day and I get the value of my investment. You can see over time it's definitely been growing. It hit the 1,000 mark right around Thanksgiving, but because the price dipped, so did the value of my investment. But it's continued to steadily climb over time. And today it's worth about $3,500. Now remember, I'm into this for $9,000. I bought it at $877 per strong. I had to buy 10 of them. So that was almost $9K, especially with gas fees. I haven't recovered all that yet. So I'm still in the red for this investment, but it should be paid back hopefully soon enough. And then everything after that will be profit. If we look at this spreadsheet here, I have been tracking the days to recover my initial investment of $9,000. And originally, if the price stayed the same, about 110 days later, I should have recovered my investment. But because the price dipped basically right after I bought it, things haven't been going so well. So the days to recover my initial investment climbed pretty high. It was into the 200s. 238, I think, was the largest it got, but it's been slowly coming down as the price got a bit better. Right now, I should recover my investment in about 170 total days, and that would be about 100 days from now. I've had it for just over 2 months. So then I also looked at what my average rate is per day based on the value of the growth of my investment. And right now I'm averaging about $53 of passive income per day. Again, I don't have to do anything to earn that. My node just sits there and keeps earning. Annualized out, and that's almost $20,000 per year. That's pretty good for not having to do much work. The initial setup and the due diligence was the most work that I had to do. As you guys know, I'm trying to make $5,000 per month. Right now, this is taking care of a pretty healthy chunk of that. And I've charted it out down here. You can see how the value of my investment is growing, remembering that 9K is my break even. Not quite halfway there yet, but should be there hopefully soon enough. So what's my plan for my investment? Well, I think that I may cash out some of my current rewards and reinvest them towards one more node, which may mean buying some more strong off the open market to top it off and get to 10 total. But if I can do that, then I could be earning about $100 per day of passive income. That puts me at about $3,000 per month, which 60% to my $5,000 a month goal. That's pretty appealing. That's something I'm really considering doing. The main thing that I have to consider is that if I make that initial investment for 10 strong, I basically need to keep my money in there until I recover at least 10 strong before I become profitable. And unless the price of strong goes up a lot, we know that's probably gonna take about 3.5 months. Let's give a quick tutorial on how you can actually buy a node yourself. What you're gonna need. You're gonna need a MetaMask or some other crypto wallet. You're gonna need an account with an exchange so that you can swap for strong. I use KuCoin. And you're gonna need some Ethereum for gas fees. Here are the steps that I took back in November. I bought USDC on Coinbase, then I moved that to KuCoin. Turned that into Tether because that's all you could do at the time to buy strong. You couldn't swap it for USDC. So I had to convert that to Tether, which was about 1-to-1 because they're both pegged to the dollar. Then I swapped my Tether for 10 strong. So then I bought 10 strong with my Tether and I took my strong from there and I sent it to my MetaMask wallet. Then I also moved about $300 or so of ETH into my MetaMask wallet so I could pay for gas fees. And I connected my MetaMask to the strong site. And we can go up here if we wanted to create a new node. See, now you can choose which network you want, Ethereum, Polygon, or Sentinel. Name your node, you give a description, shows you where your proceeds are going. You agree to everything and then you create your node. And then I sent my 10 strong to the site to pay them. Oh yeah, one other note is make sure your node name is safe for work. They have been known to shut nodes down for having offensive names. The other thing that you should know is that there's a $15 per month fee, and that's another way that they're making some revenue right now is just on these monthly fees. So just make sure to pay that regularly. You can pay up to 3 months ahead of time, but you can't go beyond that. And if you fail to pay, you will lose your node and you'll stop earning rewards. You'll still have your strong, but you'll lose everything else. And that would really suck, and we don't want that to happen, so make sure to pay your fee. Let's take a quick look at the dashboard so you all know what to expect if you log in and try to actually go through this process. Once you create your node, you'll have your dashboard looks like this. You can see I created Beast Node 1 on November 5th, 2021. It was November 5th in Singapore. When I did it was the 4th of November. In my description of my node, I just put the date. Makes it easier to remember when I actually created it. And so we look at my rewards so far that I've received, and that's just over 6 strong. So another 4 strong and I can go buy myself another node. And I can either wait to receive those strong in rewards, or I can go buy them on the open market, put this strong and my 4 strong I buy on the open market together, and then go buy another node. Now I do owe some node fees coming up here in 26 days. So if I go to do this right now, you pull this up and you can see my estimated gas fees are $34. And that's on a $15 a month transaction. Kind of heavy, so I might wait to see if I can pay this slightly cheaper gas fees, but that might be the best I can do. So you should expect to pay $15 per month plus gas. So call it anywhere from $40 to $50 per month in fees. So that's going to take out, at current prices, about a day's worth of value. 29 out of 30 days you'll be making money, but that one day you got to pay fees. And that wraps up most things that I know about Strong Blocks and Strong Nodes. If you have any questions or you think I did something really good or really bad, let me know in the comments below. I want to engage with you guys. I want to understand what you're working on, what's going on in your world, and we can hopefully build our own wealth together. In the next video, we're going to talk about crypto trading bots and how these things that you can just set and forget to trade for you work, and how they can be pretty profitable. If you want to see that video or you like what I'm working on, hit the subscribe button and show some love. Hit that thumbs up and tell the rest of the world that we're doing some good stuff over here. In the meantime, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you soon.